everyone, Caren Glasser here.
And I'm Alexandra. And first off, we'd love to tell you that this is a co-creative webinar. This means we are inviting and asking for your participation to co-create IMBUE with us. If you're watching this live, please make comments, say hi, and get engaged right away because we're really co-creating this together. And if you are seeing this on replay, we need your input just as much so as if you're watching right now. So please go and make comments.
So this is the IMBUE program. Welcome to the beautiful you. But what is IMBUE? What does that exactly mean?
IMBUE is imbuing the massive beauty uniquely expressed by you.
So we want you to stay on because that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. But first, I'd like to welcome all of you because we know that you have a choice as to how to spend your time. And Alexandra and I are so grateful that you chose to spend your time with us today because, wow, we are all so busy. We have so many things going on, and thank you for sharing it with us today. We know that you have a choice. Let me introduce you first to my partner, Alexandra Levin. She's the co-founder of The Back 40. It's a movement, a community, and transformational coaching programs which support midlifers to see the second half of life as an inspiring, radical, and purposeful best half based on the dual premises that the best is yet to come and you have yet to do what you came here to do. She's a business and personal coach committed to supporting people in playing and winning their own big games in life.
And my beautiful partner, Caren here, is the founder of a Spark It Network, a collaborative blogging and media site. She is the host of an influential web TV show, The Passion Point. And most recently, she launched a global movement called The Little White Lie, asking women to embrace their authentic self, their talents and gifts, and say yes to embracing their own little white lie. How we came together is a wonderful story for us. We actually partnered to support each other and support other women in imbuing and allowing and embracing our best self, our self-expression, our uniqueness, our inner beauty.
So we want to make, oops, I was going to interrupt you and say, okay, okay. So tell us more.
And I just wanted to say one more time, please, we'd love your feedback.
We absolutely will. And look, guys, we want you to stay to the end of this webinar because we have a special gift for you, the 5 ways to imbue the beautiful you, and an opportunity to win a Kindle version of the new IMBUE journal that's going to be coming out really, really soon. Alexandra has done an amazing job, and you want to make sure that you get into that, running of maybe getting a free copy of that when it comes out on Kindle.
And one more thing I forgot to mention, we will have an opportunity for you to participate in a short survey, and we'll tell you more about it later. And our commitment for this time together for us is that you get a nugget or a nudge or an insight in moving you forward to your own embracing of your unique you.
I love a nugget and a nudge. I'm going to go for the nugget, okay? I'm going to go for the nugget. So today, you are all going to learn 3 important aspects of imbuing the beautiful you. Number 1, embracing your own uniqueness. Number 2, going beyond your fears. And finally, number 3, self-love.
So let's talk about embracing your own uniqueness. Is it fair to say that most of us have something about ourselves that we just don't like about ourselves all that much? Caren and I think so. And we think that is very normal, and we find that there isn't any person in the world, man or woman, who doesn't have something about themselves that they just don't like that much or can't embrace.
Absolutely, absolutely. But before we go on, I want to put a comment up here. So April Roga just said,
Oh,
N
cool.
squared, nugget and nudges. I love that, N squared. Thank you, April.
Love it, love it, love it. Yes. So we invite you right now in the comment section to proclaim it here. What is that one thing that you just don't love about yourself so much? And hey, say it loud, say it proud.
Yeah, put it in the comments down there. So for me, I'll start. Mine was the little white lie. It was my gray hair. See, I'm going to reveal it again. I love revealing it, and I'm really embracing it. But when I first decided to do this, I had just turned 60 back in November. And I'd been coloring my hair for 30 years. I mean, 30 years. Every 3 weeks, I went into the hairdresser, sat down, colored my hair because I knew that I was already going white. My mother is 100% white, and I just wasn't ready at 30 years old to have white hair. And I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? And I got kind of nervous, and I went out and I bought like hats, all sorts of hats. I wore them for a little while, and it would itch my forehead, and I was like, ugh, I don't like this. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to step out and I'm going to do this. And then I went to Las Vegas. And I know that we told this story several weeks ago. I did a blog post about this, about going out while going gray in Las Vegas. And I went out there, and I normally would wear my sexy little dresses, my 5-inch heels, don't ask. And this time I went to Vegas and I brought jeans and like t-shirts. And I didn't feel sexy. I didn't feel like I fit into the whole Las Vegas scene. I didn't feel like I fit in, period. And I came back and I thought, my mindset needs a shift. My mindset needs a shift. Thank you, Daryl. I realize you can't see me. Okay, I'm back on now. There you go. So my mindset really needed a shift. And I decided that, you know what? I am not my hair. I am not my gray. I am me. I am who I am on the inside. And once I made that shift, I went out loud and proud, just like you said, Alexandra. I went out loud and proud, and I am embracing it 100%. I absolutely love it. And that's what we're talking about, embracing the real you.
And that is really great, Caren. And one particular thing you said, it just strikes, is I am not my gray hair. How often do we, all of us, look at something, one of our features, our hair, our wrinkles, our fitness, our anything, and think that we are that? And we're really not. And that's part of imbuing ourselves and our uniqueness is knowing that who we are is not tied to anything external. And I'll share my story. So that one piece that I was looking at embracing or not embracing is my wrinkles. And mostly, a lot of it came from my friends and my mom and everybody around me continuously telling me that I should do something about it, and that everybody doesn't, how come I don't? And for some reason, I don't even know why, for some reason, I was not wanting to do anything about it. I didn't want to fix it. I didn't want to hide them. And I got one day that every single one of my wrinkles is a representation of who I have become, the learnings of my life, the challenges of my life, the growth, and the life well lived. And one great example of how I got one of my wrinkles is when my then 19-year-old daughter decided to go to Israel a few years ago, right in the middle of the war. She was going with a trip of other teenagers, and more than half of her group canceled. And my entire family, every single person in my family, every single person I know, were not only trying to convince her not to go, they were telling me that I should interfere, stop her from going, forbid, and that I'm a bad mother. And if anything happens to her, I will be responsible. And that was something that was the process of getting several wrinkles, because I was dealing with, how do I handle if anything happens with being responsible for something like that? And what am I a stand for? Am I a stand for my daughter living a life of fear and being told what to do? Or am I a stand for having her know that she can make her own choices and be empowered? And I chose that, and I told her that she gets to choose, and then I will stand behind whatever choice she makes. She ended up going. She ended up falling in love with travel. She's now, after two summer backpacking trips, she's getting ready for 16 months traveling after she graduates. And it has made the biggest impact in her life. And that's worth getting wrinkles for and keeping those wrinkles.
I love that story. I totally love the story. And I think I told you earlier today when we were talking about this webinar, I woke up this morning and I noticed there was a wrinkle in my face. It was like this little indentation. I realized it's part of my smile. I need to smile. And I literally said to myself, what would Alexandra do? Because, you know, I've been very blessed. I don't have a whole lot of wrinkles. But there it was this morning. And I think it was a message coming to me saying, you know what? We're all going to get wrinkles. We're all going to embrace this one way or another. So we have a call to action for all of you that are on now and even later. What is one step that you can do right now to further embrace your uniqueness? We want you to put it in the comments. What is that one step you can do right now? Everyone has their own unique beauty that is just waiting to be expressed, and we invite you to find yours.
So the next thing we'd like to talk about is what happens when you're courageously stepping into embracing your own uniqueness. Because it does take courage, because it does take doing something that you haven't possibly done before. And as you courageously do that, you might hear a voice in your head that says, I can't do that. I can't let my gray hair go. I can't let my wrinkles show. I can't do this exercise routine, and so on. The voice is very creative and very convincing, and it goes on loudspeaker every time we get out of our comfort zone.
So I'm going to put myself back here on the camera here. I'm multitasking. It's like, got to click the button over here. So I've completely lost my place here.
You were going to talk about what you like to tell people when they come for guidance.
Okay, so here's what, thank you, Alexandra, thank God. So here's what we propose that will maybe support you here. One of my favorite questions that I ask when people ask me for guidance, they come to me and they say, so what do you think? I always say to them, what's the worst case scenario and can you live with it? What's the worst case scenario and can you live with it? So what do I mean by that? Well, if you have a tough decision to make, you want to go in your head, maybe write it down on a piece of paper. What is the worst thing that could happen if I decide to say yes to this scenario? When you get to all those things on the list and you say, can I live with it or can I not? If you can't live with it, then that is probably, you know, your inner mind saying to you, don't do it. But if in fact you say the worst case scenario is this and I can live with it, then go ahead and do it. Jump into it. Embrace it.
That's great. So I have my own little trick. I adapted a phrase, if you can't, you must. And anytime I hear myself say, oh, I can't do it, and I hear it often, because I've been stepping into all kind of uncharted territories and out of the box kind of things. And if I hear myself say that to myself, I know that what there is to do exactly the thing that I think I can't do. And sometimes I hear it and I know, anytime I hear myself say that, I know that I am going to do it. It may not be immediate. It may take a moment. It may take a year. It may take me getting to the point where I can go and do it. Like one time I heard, oh, I could never go jump out of the plane. And there it was. I got to do it. So I did. It took a year. And anything like that, we just want to make sure that we allow ourselves the space to consider that if we think we can't do it, we must. Doing what we think we can't do propels us out of our comfort zone and straight into the areas of self-expression and growth. And that is exactly where miracles happen. Miracles of beauty and self-love.
We're getting some great comments over here. I just want to put some on the screen right now. Valerie, you said, I'm totally comfortable dyeing my hair and I'm not at all ready to embrace my gray. That feels very congruent with who and what I am, and I love that this is available to me. Conversely, I love that authenticity for you is gray, and I embrace that as well. That is so great. Valerie, thank you so much for sharing your comments. I really, really appreciate it. So
that's a great that's a great comment, Valerie, and that's exactly our point. We're not saying one thing is right or one thing is wrong. All we're saying, whatever it is that is uniquely for you, embrace it, run with it, love it up.
Absolutely. This morning I put a post up on Facebook that said, here I was talking about authenticity and I realized that what I looked like was not who I was on the inside. And somebody responded to that and said, well, what happens though if the way you look on the outside is not how you feel on the inside? It was so interesting. It totally turned it upside down. And she basically said she's embracing the Botox right now. And so my response to her was, then go for it. Do whatever it is that you need to do. Exactly what we're talking about here. Do whatever you want to do, need to do to make you feel great about who you are. So who of you have found yourself in a situation where you said to yourself, this is too scary. I can't do it. So here's the next call to action. What is one thing that you are afraid to do? What one step are you going to take today to start overcoming that fear? Go ahead and put your comments right below and then come back tomorrow and let us know how you're doing. So what is it that you're going to do today to start overcoming that fear?
And the last nugget or nudge we'd like to share with you is self-love. That's right, you've got to love yourself first. And then once you love yourself, once you embrace yourself, however you are, then you can even more effectively and easily impact whatever it is that you want to impact and make changes in. And so we really invite you to do every day, do at least one thing to love yourself up. Bonus points for more, change it up, try different things, see what works for you best. For somebody, it may be long bath. Somebody else may not have a time and space to take a long bath, but maybe a cup of tea with quiet time for 5 minutes in the morning does the trick. Whatever it is for you, uniquely you, love yourself up. And another thing we'd love for you to do is write out 10 things you love about yourself. Of course, bonus points for more, but we'd like for you to start with at least 10. Get out your notepad now if you can. Do it after the webinar completes, but do it and let us know what you come up with.
So here's your next call to action. What is one thing that you can do today to love yourself up? Every time I hear that, I want to go like this, love myself up. And we want you to put a comment right down below and then come back tomorrow again and let us know how you do. There's a pattern here, guys, right? We want you, there's call to actions. We want you to do something. We want you to take action. And that action can be many, many things. It can be that list, the 10 things on the list. It can be many, many things. But what we want you to do is make a comment below and then come back tomorrow. Don't just put a comment. Come back tomorrow. We want to know how you're doing. Okay, so we want to wrap this up. Today we talked about 3 things. 1, embracing your own uniqueness, including that one thing that you wish was different.
We also talked about being courageous and doing the one thing you think you can do.
And then finally, last but not least, loving yourself up. I just have to do that again, sorry.
And keep in mind, the journey starts with you. That's why we're asking you for your action and your input. The journey starts with you taking that one first step.
Right.
And then another, and then another. This is not about us. This is about us and all of you individually, you and you and you and you. Embracing your uniqueness, embracing your own unique beauty.
So Here's the thing. This is a co-creative process, right, Alexandra? This is not just about us. It's a co-creative process. We've offered you some ideas that are only part of a program that we are building right now. But we truly want, and in fact, we need your input so that we can build it out for you. So right above, there's a little link that says take a survey right here. It's a few questions that you can really help us. We can really give us the information that we need to help you. And we'll also put the survey link down here as well. And don't forget to make your comments down there.
And with our appreciation for you taking the time to do the survey, you'll have a gift from us, 5 ways to imbue the beautiful you. You'll love what's in the gift.
And a chance to win.
And a chance, yes. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And the chance to win a Kindle version of our IMBUE journal, which will guide you through step-by-step process of creating a game around imbuing the beautiful you.
So we want to thank everyone, right?
We do.
Yeah, we do. We want to thank you. We want to thank you. You took time out of your day. We've got so many comments going on here. I'm going to put some of these up. Here we go. It's a chance to win. Oh, her own island. Well, I don't know about that, April, but you know what? If you want to play a game about winning your own island, then that is exactly what we're talking about here.
We can support that too.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, again, guys, this is not just about wrinkles. This is not about gray hair. This is about embracing who we really are, however it is that we see ourselves, embracing ourselves. Any last thoughts, Alexandra, that you want to share?
I just want to make sure, so we said the opportunity to win the Kindle version of our journal. That's what it is.
It's a Kindle version of our journal, which is in process right now. And that's, again, that's why we're asking you to take the survey. I'm putting up the link right here on the screen. That is the survey link, but it's much easier, I think, to go up there and just simply click on it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for playing with us today, right, Alexandra? We had a good time.
That's right. It's a joy and a pleasure to play with you, and we thank you.
Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you next time when Alexandra and I get back together and imbue the beautiful us. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.